Growing up on the Jersey Shore, Michaela Kozak's childhood love for knotting evolved into a passion for boho and knit designs. In 2020, facing unemployment, she reignited her creativity, transforming a bracelet making hobby into a diverse range of items like wall hangings, keychains, and her popular crossbody bags. Launching Sea Spirit Design Co., Michaela embodies her beachy style and constantly creating and finding fulfillment in the maker community. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Live the Glamour Chats. I'm here with Michaela Kozak of Sea Spirit Designs, and I am so excited to talk to you. I love anyone who designs and is very creative with things. So we will jump in and get started. The first question I think is like the most basic question that everyone asks, but how did you get started?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. So I actually got into macrame. So when I was like really little, I would make like friendship bracelets, like a lot of the younger girls do. And then my mom always used to say to me, she's like, "Oh, that's like macrame," and like as a 9-year-old, I'm like, I don't know what that means, like whatever.
Right.
I guess like her mom used to do it too, like but like on a larger scale. So kind of like took that, whatever, continued making bracelets in all different patterns and everything. Like I would go on this website and you would see like all these different like it was just crazy. So anyway, I was doing that with like my neighborhood friends at the time, and then like we would like try to set it up like a lemonade stand, and we would like try to have our own little booth. It was funny.
Nice.
So then like, growing up, like kind of like fell by the wayside. But then during the pandemic, I had lost my job
Hmm.
leading up to that. So um I like saw a video somewhere, and then my friends kept sending it to me, and they're like, "Hey, this literally looks like the bracelets we used to make like a long time ago." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, maybe I should try it." So I started making bracelets again, but like they looked a little different than they used to. And then everyone kept like asking, like, "Oh, I want one, I want one," and I'm like, "Okay, I think this is what I'm gonna do for a little while." And then the projects kind of just like started getting bigger, and I got more like curious, like how to make stuff
Mm.
like bigger with other things. Like it actually started because I had seen a camera strap, like a fancy camera strap that I really wanted, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I was like looking online, Googling, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make it. So my first camera strap was a little rough. And then I tried to do like wall hangings and stuff. And the first wall hangings were horrendous, but it's all a growth thing.
Yeah, and the way you learn, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, so I guess that led you into making more accessories and handbags and things like that. Like 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So 2020 kind of, I kind of just ran with it a little bit more and did like all the experimenting and everything. And then like, it started kind of with the camera strap. And then during the holidays, I tried doing ornaments, like little snowflake ornaments. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the ornaments kind of turned, like everything kind of just like turned into bigger. So then I started doing bottle totes, like for wine bottles, water
Hmm.
bottles. You can put produce in them too. Um, and then I tried making a bag, like a satchel bag, and that's kind of become like my staple, as you will. And that's actually like my favorite thing to make because a lot of the other things, um, you're experimenting. So you kind of have to really like pay attention. It's all like a trial and error process. But with the bags, I like have my recipe, and I kind of you just go.
Yeah, yeah, and you like have a, I guess, a system of making that, of doing those. And do you do, aside from bags, like what other pieces do you do jewelry and that kind of stuff too? Are you still doing that? The
Yeah,
bracelet?
so I actually made my earrings. Yeah, so I started making earrings. I don't really do the bracelets as much
Hmm.
anymore, just because regardless of the size of a project, the knotting techniques kind
Hmm.
of still take the same amount of time. So when I was doing them, it was like with tiny little, like, I guess it's sewing thread.
Right, yeah.
So it just didn't make sense. Like
Mhm.
if I were to charge for them, I'd probably have to charge more than people would be willing to pay. So I kind of
That makes
I just
sense.
make them for friends or whatever
Yeah.
now.
And
But
we talked a little bit before, but you're based in New Jersey, where I
hmm
am. And
yeah.
is it something, do you pretty much stay local to boutiques and things like where do you sell the products that
Yeah,
you
so I started getting into pop-ups
mm,
in 2021, and my first pop-up was in Asbury, and I was like I was so nervous, obviously. I didn't know what to expect,
yeah.
but I was like, this is what I've been waiting to do. Like, I remember going to like flea markets and like
Mm,
farmers markets and stuff, and I'd see people have like their little booth and their table set up. And I'm like, okay, like this is one of the steps that I've been trying to get to. Um, so that started in 2021, and like everyone kind of had a small business mindset at that point because it was like, COVID, got to keep the
right.
small businesses like shop small or whatever. And then I would only pick like I only did a couple because I didn't want to overwhelm myself, and I was obviously still getting started. And then I kind of gave myself a break for a little while because either I don't know what the heck was going on,
Mhm.
but like people weren't really shopping as
Hmm.
small anymore, maybe like a couple of years in. But I was also like trying to juggle my full-time job with like doing this. So, so I took a break from pop-ups for a little while. And then I quit my other job, my full-time job back in November. I was there for about 4 years and it just like wasn't working out anymore. So I was like, okay, this is my time to really try and like build on this. So right now I'm technically doing it full time, but I also am working at a local coffee shop in
Oh, nice.
Manasquan. Um,
Which one?
Sea Watch. It's
Okay.
amazing.
Did that just open?
Yeah,
Is it
we just
new? Yeah, yeah,
opened.
yeah.
It's
I saw it. I'm like, I need to go. I haven't gone there yet.
Yes, you should. It's so good. And we're open every day but Tuesdays
Oh, okay.
until like the end of the
Yeah.
summer, I think. But anyway, so I actually got that job through Sea Spirit because I saw like she made an Insta Brooke
Mm.
is the owner and she's amazing and she just is such a like wholesome human. Um but she was like, I want you to do pop-ups at the store when I open, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I was
Cool.
like, by the way, I need a job.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh yeah, that might work. Like, I'll let you know. And then a couple months went by because like getting all her ducks in a row, trying to open a store and
Yeah.
coffee market. And so now I am there like almost not every week, but like I'm there a lot of weekends and like on Thursdays too. So I'm a barista some days, and then when I'm not being the barista, I'm
Mhm.
outside with
Oh,
my
that's so
pop-up.
nice. Yeah. It's like a
Yeah,
good place. That's a great way to be able to sell your product and then like meet new customers, kind of like cross over
yeah,
really nicely.
yeah.
I
It's
know
awesome.
in the area there's a ton of I love it because there's so many boutiques and it's a little easier to support small businesses there
Mhm.
because there's so many, like that are doing bringing in unique brands. I'm sure you probably see that too with like with your product and where you're able to sell it. Do you have a specific type of customer that you notice is buying your product more or?
Um, so, and then I also, so there's, it kind of can go both ways
Yeah.
because I also have my products. I have some of them in Boho House in Asbury.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like, that's more like, I mean, it's in Asbury, so it's like close to the beach, but it's not as like coastal feeling. It's more like boho, but then like
Right.
I feel like I'm like boho coastal-ish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I'll have the really boho people and then I'll have like the beachy people.
Got it.
So I definitely think that that's like more um it's like a nice, you know,
Like,
it's an array of people, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. No, that's nice. What would you say inspire, I mean, being by the beach, and probably is one of them, but what would you say inspires you and your designs to create, like different stuff or change them up?
So I get um so a lot of my inspiration comes from like either I'm somewhere and I'm like I think of something that I could use or that can make
Hmm.
like life easier. Um, and I think of like how I could potentially make that. So, and then
Hmm.
a lot of it comes from um a lot of stuff is like international. Like I see a
Hmm.
lot of posts and stuff on my For You page, and like my suggested and stuff on
Yeah,
Instagram, and I've noticed like a lot of it is in different languages.
that's fun.
So I just see the photos and I'm like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. Like I could make like kind of take a spin on that. So that's how I got a lot of inspiration from like my bags and stuff
Mhm.
too. I have one hanging right here
Yeah, is that
actually.
one of them? Yeah.
That was like a trial, but so I just kept that one for myself. Usually the mess ups stay with
Yeah,
me.
it's for you.
But yeah, it's and a lot of it comes from like customers suggesting
Hmm.
things too. Um, that gets a little tough sometimes
Yeah.
because like if you just take in all of the suggestions and you'll just drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but a
Well,
lot of times, like, you pick and choose, and
yeah,
then
what
like
you
when
like.
it actually comes out, you're like, oh, okay, keep going with this.
What would you do you feel like for marketing or like promoting and getting it out there, what's your best way? I mean, are the pop-ups, do they help you market it or is it word of mouth or would you say social media or all of them combined? What are the methods that you use to really like promote the brand?
So honestly, social media is crazy how much it can just reach so many. I mean, we all know this, but
Yeah.
it can just reach so many people in like such a short amount of time. And like in my in my previous job, I was working like social media and marketing and stuff. So like I think the background in that has helped like kind of curate my
Mm,
marketing strategy, I guess.
makes
But the thing is like I would say that's social media is probably number one.
mhm.
But also doing the pop-ups and like getting yourself out there and like even if there will be days where it'll be like a beautiful day, you'll get a lot of foot traffic, but like nobody buys anything. And
Mm,
you've spent like $200 for this table or this market. And then it kind of is like defeating because you're like,
yeah.
what? Like, I just
Why?
wasted my whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you just don't know what's going to come out of it. Like people getting your card, people
Mm,
following you on social media, and then like 3 months down the road, it's like, hey, I saw you at this, that, and the other thing, and I would love for you to make favors for my wedding. And then that's like a huge order,
yeah.
or they have a connection with someone who owns a store, or like, I don't know. I would say getting your name out there is for sure important.
Mm.
But as far as marketing, definitely social media and
Hmm.
consistency, which I have to get better at. But
Do you have any designs? I don't know if you have any on hand that you want to show. I know you have the earrings and the bag behind you. Is there any pieces that you had
yeah, for
in front of you? Yeah.
sure. So this is like a new style that I've started making this year.
Oh, so cute.
It's like a little shorty.
Ah, I like
So
it.
it's like, the trendy
Yeah,
short bag these days. So it just
so
like falls
cute.
like right underneath your arm. And then I started doing them two-toned because
Mm,
like that way you can have this color, or like if you have a different color outfit on or whatever, like you can also use this side.
yeah.
I call this my sea glass bag because
It's
I
so
just
cute. I love it.
thank you. And then the cool thing about this is like you can remove the strap and then it could be like a cute little clutch.
So cute.
Um, but I started learning how to put like little
Oh,
snaps because like on my I'll show my like original bag
yeah.
as well, but like I don't really put snaps on them
Hmm.
because it's just supposed to be like organic and kind of like flowy.
Spruce, yeah.
Um, so this is like the OG
Oh, I
bag.
love that too. Oh my God, and I love the fringe on it.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
So this is more like organic, like it's a little stiff when you first get them because they have to be broken in.
yeah.
But with like wear and stuff, like it's so cute because like people will come back and they'll be like, I still have my bag from when you first started.
Aw.
And it's just like a lot has changed since then, but
Yeah.
it's like so sweet that number one, it's nice to hear that they still have
So,
it and they're still
yeah.
using it. But also that like they're coming back for more and just
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's amazing.
Yeah. And this is
Uh,
like more of a crossbody style, but you can also use it as
that's so cute.
clutch.
Do you do well, the one you had two tones, do you do other colors or are you mostly staying that like that
Yeah,
ivory?
so I'm in my little studio right now. So over here is like I have
Oh,
you
all
can't really
different.
see all my colors, but I have a color prop like I just keep buying string. And I got better at like keeping track of how much I use for a project. So
Yeah.
I keep a running list within that little tube of
Of-
the spool. So that way, like if I want to use a certain color for a project, I'm like, do I have enough for
Yeah,
this?
you know what you have
Mhm.
for each. That makes sense.
Yeah, the worst is like when I start a project and I'm like, and then I run out of string and I'm like,
Mm.
okay, which is
Yeah.
actually how I started making them two-tone
That
because
makes sense. Yeah, that's a great way. I mean, it's funny
yeah,
how like that a problem could turn into like the solution and create a whole new product. So that's
yeah, for
amazing.
sure.
I think um do you I get well, you have the handbags. Would you say there's a direction that you want to go in the next like few years with the bag with the collections that you have? Like where do you see it?
So I I don't know. Like it's
Like
like
do you
so
think
weird.
yeah, do you feel like, I mean, I know there's so many different avenues that you can go in, whether it's like bigger stores or, having your own location or just I mean, do you sell them online right now?
So I have an Etsy shop, yeah.
Okay.
It's just I did have a website and it's just like I couldn't keep up with the
It's
Etsy
so
and
hard. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so especially because like a lot of my things are
Like one of a kind.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was posting the listings on my website, I'd be like, well, that sold out of market this weekend, so now
Oh
it's taken
no.
down. And then it's like I could remake it in that color, but like I don't feel like making it in that
Right.
color.
Yeah.
Like
I know that makes sense. And I think that's always like the thing, for businesses or business owners and creators is like, how do you get it from what you're working on? And then like, let's say you do want to a boutique comes to you and says, hey, we want 10 of this same one. It's like, do I want to create 10 of them or do you want to keep it as like, maybe your brand is known for having like one of a kinds and that's it. So
mhm.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of different things to think about as you're moving, through
yeah,
building
that's
a brand.
definitely been like um a I guess a not a struggle, but like one of the things I'm trying to maneuver is like I I don't essentially want to mass produce, but
Mm.
like if you have a bigger market, like I'm doing one of my goals was to do the seafood fest in Point
Oh.
Pleasant.
Mhm.
So I'm doing that this fall and I've heard like that, which is amazing, that the traffic is like really good, but it's just going to be like on another volume that I'm
Yeah,
used
yeah,
to. So I'm like, I need to have like five of this bag, five of this bag, which like I think that's okay, but
yeah,
like to get into like 40, like if I
yeah,
were,
big mounts. Yeah,
yeah, I think that would get a little stray away from like my
who you are.
mission per
Yeah,
se.
that makes sense. I
Yeah.
think, I mean, it's something that a lot of brands have to think about. From my perspective, like consulting and working with brands, there's always that challenge is like, do I want to produce 50 of these bags and like that's it? Or do I want to keep it? Because most of the time, brands start out doing one or two of something and they're not, and they never had the thought of creating a ton of something. And at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, well, if everybody wants this bag and I can sell 50, do I want to do that? Or do make each one of a kind and just price it a little bit higher so that way you're still getting the value of if you were to sell that many bags. It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, do you want to create like the demand and like
Yeah.
that's what I probably in the future I'd probably want to do like prepare myself more with like creating collections.
Mm,
So I'd like maybe choose like a color palette of like
right.
five per season and then do like, you know, each style of the bag in that
Of each
color and just have
collection.
like a drop and then just like, I don't know.
No,
that could be.
that's honestly that's what I feel like a lot of like brands are doing is creating
Yeah.
like demand and it allows you to not have to like go and create so many of a product because someone
Yeah.
knows that if they want to be in that get something from that collection, they got to get it right away. Plus, for the next time, like the next drop that you do would create more demand because it's like, well, I missed that one, so now I got to get on this one. And it's probably
Mhm.
an easier way for you to run your business too. How long does it take you to create one bag? Like one of
Um,
the
I
little, or
I get that question a lot, and it's so hard because like, okay, so I usually umbrella it by saying like 6 hours
okay.
per bag
Yeah.
because I did time myself once and it was like 4 hours, but
Hmm.
that wasn't like,
A full.
yeah, because I do it in sessions. Like sometimes I'll figure out like the next three colors of a bag that I want to do, and then I'll sit there and I'll measure everything out.
Hmm.
And like that takes like maybe an hour, and
Okay.
then, I come back to it. But I've gotten better at doing it in one sitting, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like a whole
And,
day's work.
and it makes a difference because like that's a lot of your time, which is
Yeah.
why like what do you retail the bags for? Like what do you sell them for around?
So the crossbody,
Mhm.
the one with like the triangle flap, I retail that one for um that style. I do 88, and then I have another style, but I don't have it on me. It's like an X weave pattern, and it has like looser fringe. I think I do 95 for that.
Hmm.
And then if it's a specialty bag, which I've started to do ones, actually, I do some with like
Oh,
upcycled
cute.
denim.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one's a custom. So she picked the denim color and then she picked like the bag color. So those I usually retail for like 95 to
Hmm.
110
So
depending
you
on
keep
like,
it like in that hundred. Do you notice that that's like better for you for people to purchase? Like, are they more likely to spend when they're in that price range?
yeah, I feel like, and I've just like always had them in that price range, which like I haven't really increased them with through the years, which I
Hmm.
probably should have, but I just get so nervous about like people
I know it's
like
hard. That's
turning their heads. But the materials haven't gone up that crazy, so at least
hmm.
that's okay. But anyway, I think it's like a mind fact, like a mind game of if people are not spending, it's like, oh, it's under $100, like it's,
It's
yeah.
totally. I mean, completely. Plus, it's like really hard to initially get a customer to recognize like the time that's spent on it. Like if you could, put a number on like if let's say you're getting paid by the hour for it, it probably would be a lot higher just because of what, the value of your time is. But it's real, that's such a hard thing for customers to understand when they're just coming and looking and being like, oh, that's a really cute bag. I want to buy it and use it every day. So I feel like you're smart for keeping it in that price range because you know that a customer is more likely to buy it under 100. And at the same time, it's like, but how do I get to
Yeah.
like your value? Which you could probably eventually create two different like this the price point that's like around 100 and then like as you add more details or like I don't know like how you did the custom you would probably go gradually increase yourself up like a little higher,
Yeah,
just to
like
make your time worth it, like the time that you put in worth it.
for sure. Like I definitely, so like some smaller stuff
Hmm.
takes me not as long,
Yeah.
but I'll price it not based on the amount of time,
Hmm.
but like I don't know how to explain it, but like I do that game a lot, like figuring
It's
out
so
like how
hard.
much I'm getting per
Yeah,
hour,
yeah.
like when I make the bag and I'm like,
Uh,
but then
yeah.
like other things will make up for it. It's just like, and anybody who has like a handmade business probably does the
Hmm.
same. It's like I'm selling this at a lower cost, even though it's like
Long.
more of my higher end things, because if I price it what it actually took me,
Hmm.
it wouldn't
You'd be
do.
like
Like,
$300 five.
yeah, people would be like, "Oh, that's cute."
Yeah. No, I totally get it. It's a challenge. I love talking about this with like with creators and owners because I feel like but that's probably one of the hardest things that anyone has with their products. Like I was talking to a jewelry designer and she's in the same space because it's like her quality is so good. She has so much time that she puts into it and she's doing it all herself. And it's like, well, how do you know, the time that I'm spending to create this jewelry and then I have to try to sell it. And it's a challenge. And like I think that's probably one of the biggest things that brands have to think about when it comes to that. And then also when they begin to um take it from like let's say you're selling to a boutique, how do you still make your money and then the boutique make money, how do you create a good wholesale price that
Hmm.
then makes sense retail wise too. So it's definitely
Yeah,
it's
it's
definitely
definitely like yeah,
yeah.
because you like don't want to miss out, but then you're like,
No.
"Am I really?" Like, yeah,
It's like, and
it's
how
a
do you
dangerous
show
game.
like I'm taking the time, like you're putting 6 hours into creating it. Someone's walking around with like a custom bag versus going into a store and, getting a bag that was made somewhere by a machine,
Hmm.
with not as great quality. So it's all of those factors that play
Yeah,
a big part.
it's like crazy to me. So, like, the number one question I usually get at my pop-ups is like, "Did you make all this?"
Ugh,
And it's like, well, I actually made a post about this the other day because like I it's flattering that people don't think that like
yeah.
that not saying I'm not capable, but
No,
like that a
no, no.
human
Yeah.
is like not capable of doing that. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
think that that's really cool. Like, oh,
Yeah.
thank you. But it also is disheartening because like there are people out there, which I don't know if it's going on anymore, but like people were like mass buying stuff from
Yeah.
like China or whatever
Mhm.
and like pawning it off as their own at
Terrible.
these
Yeah.
events. And that's why a lot of the shows will be super strict now. And it's
It's
like
good.
reassuring to
Yeah.
the artists and the creators and stuff because it's like, we got you. We're
Yeah.
not like putting any of these fake people in here. I'm like,
Right.
are you okay with doing
Yeah. And the more you show, I think the more brands like show it on social a little bit, like behind the scenes or what they're doing or talking more about it, that's what sells it even more. Cause someone's like, I know for me, like I'm always like, I'd rather spend a little bit more and support someone who's making something creating by hand than,
that?
going into a I always worry about that. Like even shopping in boutiques, I worry about it. Cause I'm like, did this boutique get it from someone or is it like China, where did it come from? So
Yeah.
I think it's nice to know when you're there, it's like they get to physically speak to you, meet you, and see that you're the actual person behind the
The face
brand.
behind the brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. Where can everybody shop for your bags and find you? Let's talk about
Yeah, so I do have my Etsy shop. It's Sea Spirit Design Co. on Etsy. There's no spaces. Etsy's like finicky with that.
yeah.
So sea like the ocean, like
Hmm.
SEA. And then if you are in New Jersey, I have some products in Boho House in Asbury Park. And then actually this morning I dropped up some more stuff at a new retail location. For me, it's been around for many, many years. It's called the Jolly Tar in Bayhead.
Oh,
Um, and oh, and then if you follow my Instagram, which is Sea Spirit Design Co., I post on there when I'm going to be doing different pop-up events. I'm at Sea Watch doing them a lot. But then when the holidays roll around, I'm gonna be all over the
nice.
place.
All the information, I'll make sure that it's all in the description too, and we'll put links to your Instagram and your Etsy shop. That way, if anybody wants to shop your bags, they'll have a chance to do that. So
Yay.
thank you so much, Michaela. This was so fun talking to you. I love getting behind the brand and seeing, what someone's doing and how they're actually creating it. I have one last question before we go because the name of the podcast is Live the Glamour Chats. How would you say you live the glamour through your business or personal life every day?
So I think that, you know, I think life is all about like having a balance. And my motto that I've been going by for a long time now, and it's become more like relevant recently, is like everything is temporary. So
Mhm.
if you're not happy, if you're not happy in a job, in a relationship, in a living situation, like you will get through it and like you can change it. You have the power to change it. Like nothing is forever.
Mhm.
And I think that like I always aspire to have like this balance of like working and creating, and not to say like that's the only thing that I'm doing right now, because like obviously it's hard to just get
Yeah.
up and start this like full time, but I think that like having this outlet to be creative and like also like meet so many people is like such a reward, like
Yeah.
meeting the people and getting to create something with my own hands that people love. I think
Yeah.
that's really
I
rewarding.
love that. That's so amazing. I love hearing everyone's perspective on that. So thank you so much for taking the time, and hopefully everybody will be shopping and get to see more products.
Yay, thank
Thanks,
you so
Michaela.
much.
Yeah, have a good one.
Me too.